So I let a day go by. Usually what I do is I cram it all in 3 days. But there's just so much going on. And Tuesday night was horrible work night for me. So yes, this is what my skin looks like up close. I have super oily skin. It's because I've been eating a lot of candy though. My stomach is still upset. Still adjusting to the new diet on top of the old diet. Craving freshwater fish, but it's not good to eat too much of it. So the end goal is to stay focused on the goal, like the actual goal. I know what I have to do on my part because I know like what I can do. What I'm doing is right. I'm staying out of fights. I'm staying out of everything, but yet at the same time I'm forced into it. And it's just it goes like that. Like I'm like looking at it and it's just like how is the people around me not understanding like we've been through this before. And it happened again today. We've been through it again and again and again and again. So here it's not a fantasy. It's actually an end goal. Because it's going to happen, this transgender affair. Me sitting next to the guy and watching it all go down. And what it is that is happening is that because they're cutting Joe Biden's 4 years short, we're recycling all the CP calls. So whatever energy and auras and stuff like that, they're bringing it into the first year so that nobody can come out as an innocent lamb. Problem is that I'm able to overcome it because I have certain people helping me out on this. And I always thank you guys, and I do. And I may have to do daily payments or daily donations, or what you guys call it, but it's really a tithe, daily tithe. And I sat down last night seeing my 2 cats, burning my 2 candles that I always burn, and decided to do it that way. That, you know, for every day that goes by, if it goes by correctly, then that's how it goes. But if it doesn't, that doesn't mean like I stop. It just means like I have to figure out how to avoid it for the next day. Because come January, the middle of January, I have to encounter this male who thinks he's really full of himself. He's an odd, just an odd personality. He does something on the first day, makes me totally uncomfortable, and I do record it. Okay, voice recordings are allowed in court if I'm unable to do the actual camera because I'm in a situation where I could get hurt, which I am. And they try to go above and beyond, so it's almost like they know, but then at the same time they make themselves look stupid. I wish I could have the video camera because I would love to show this one particular person who's super aggressive, which I think is the reason why the whole environment is aggressive for the first 6 months. Because it doesn't die down until September, really, of 2016. And it kind of sucks because once that happens, now I'm forced to spend money. And it's spending money in offset situations to avoid issues coming around now in 2017. Because now I'm going to be soon entering my salary paying position or the salary paying job. And the problem with that is that it actually is the first year of Michigan. So we go through haphazard, I go through it all. And then I'm forced, well, it's not forced, it's almost like I know when I'm entering the position, the woman that's pregnant, she wants to come back and take back her position, but the way she tells them and the way she goes about it, it's like a year. So for her to come back, that means she has to bring 2 more people that also left prior to her leaving. And we did this in Michigan, believe it or not. We did it in Michigan, and because I was a YMCA member at the time, and I had been going to Livonia YMCA because it was just closer. I was trying to get a break from from Fitness 19. Fitness 19 is my gym. So if if it continued to be a business and economy picked up, I'd probably go back to them because they had a great yoga program and stuff, and they had all the best workout machines. It was simple. It wasn't like fancy like Gold's Gym, but I needed a break from Fitness 19 because of the crowd that was coming in. So that's how I know about this little runaround. And it does force me to spend more money at like the hobby stores like Joann and Michael's. And I did get better with it this time around. Now the problem becomes it's like more CP calls are coming in. So my whole thing is based on leave me the fuck alone. You don't know me. So you don't have a clue what you're talking about. You also don't know how everything's going around. The only place that really knows what's going on is wherever the Big Lebowski businesses show up. So like bowling, they know what's going on. They know that they're only going to make business based on the people that come in. So if that many people are not going to bowl, well, that's because it's expensive or people just don't feel confident in it. So that's how I know my Dianetics on the Big Lebowski end is working, which I don't want to change. I want it to get super worse and super better at the same time. I actually want it to go to Kingpin, because if I make it go to Kingpin, I can knock off my mom's issue that we have in the household. Because when she watches Ghostbusters, that's it. The whole... yeah. It's okay. Luckily, I am like a Veda in My Girl. But yeah, no, you don't want to be in this household when Ghostbusters takes place. You don't, because it's just like great. Now we gotta watch the next asshole on TV. So, but really the focus is to get through the first 6 months, not feel dizzy heavy like I was yesterday. Yesterday I was like getting through stuff. I was going through all my stuff, unpacking and all that. I managed to get my 2 favorite candles that I always burn at this time, and nobody can get their hands on it because the way the recycling of the air works is like it's not the same for everybody. So whatever like brew they're, mind you, how I'm talking, whatever brew that they're stewing is not going to be the same. That's why it never works. So anyways, yeah, so yesterday I was like around 5 o'clock, I sat down on the bed. I was playing my solitary because that's how I take my breaks here. And then I felt super sick, super dizzy, super out of it, and then like collapsed into sleep. So I knew somebody did a CP call, so I couldn't lift my head up for nothing. I think I woke up like 3.5 hours later. It was really late. Came back downstairs at 8 and managed to make dinner, and then I was just out of it again. So, yeah. Yep. It's that good. It's that good. I may have to go pick up more of these candles only because they're nice, but I think I'm going to trust what I picked out. You don't want to like walk out with like a box of these because they actually end up looking like cue balls and cue ball holders. So so that's how I know that Dianetics is working. So yes, the Big Lebowski is working. It's just trying to get through the rest of the bubbles that people are creating around my husband. Because there's so much better people that could be presidential candidates and senators and stuff. If people stop lying, maybe they might actually meet decent, honest people. Anyways, so yes, when exactly do the credit cards start breaking to the point where I can pay them off? October 2016. Because I'm going to tell you this. When you get into Wiccan practicing, okay, never mind the goat fucking psychics and CP people, actual Wiccan, you're stuck in a time hole. I'm telling you, when I do this stunt, and when I do this, it breaks away everything. I can't do it in the beginning because then it proves the mid-January idiot in the office. Because what that does is that it puts money into my ex-husband's pocket because they don't have money to give him. Okay? This was the argument that took place in Aruba the week I was to be proposed, and it was in 2013, first week of May. So that being said, it's to avoid all the pocket gouging, because my defense is that nobody has money for me to work, so therefore I have to earn unemployment. That was something I did read in the AP Government and Law, because I can't stay in Michigan. We're forced to go and move through. Goes back to Al Franken. Thanks to him, but he had to do it because there was an issue that he couldn't get through somebody's thick-skulled head. So let me give you this. I know Al Franken is helping out when I get the same set of customers that can't understand that if my bill is $128 and you gave me $200, what's really the change you should be giving me? $140. So when I'm at the register, I do educate people a little bit with their math skills. Like, next time, you could have just given me like 220s instead of 5. And the person next to her was understanding it, but didn't know how to convey it. So that's the type of information, again, it's a parallel. It's a parallel because I wasn't in the office completely, like from beginning to end of the conversation to catch what was said. I just knew that it wasn't getting through the head of the person. So that's why we have the car. That's why we can't get rid of the car at the start of December 19th, 2015. We walk right into it. So we literally walk right into it. That being said, I've got 2 weeks to myself to make the most of it, so that this way I have time to continue pushing through. Because remember what I said, 2015 is 2020 first year Joe Biden. So whatever mess that the family's creating so that they can put me in the grave, which is fine. Everybody wants me dead. Everybody wants me in the grave. That's okay. That's okay. But do it right. Do it right. Okay? Do it right. So here comes December. Uncomfortable with the family affair, like with the family gatherings. January comes along. Now I'm fighting with him about not wanting to take this job because I know I have a job to come May 15th and that it's promised to start in July, and that I go through it for almost a year and a half. Okay? The only reason why I leave is because we get an African American young college male, okay, and is very, I guess in the African American world, it's very dominant, because I have two other African American males that are dominant, but they're not like this one. They can actually walk into their job and they know that they have their job and they feel confident about it. They don't cause problems. This one actually starts causing problems. Then I have another male that's also younger, I think younger than me, Caucasian, and he's causing problems. Then I've got two girls causing problems, and then I've got the one that we're coexisting, and that person wants to start causing problems too. So I have no idea why, none whatsoever. None, like completely none. And that's when all the tweets started occurring, because it was like they were constantly calling CP. So not only am I managing CP calls taking place in Michigan, I'm also managing CP calls in Mass, hearing all these freaking bubbles and stuff. So that's why the restriction of no writing, no talking, no computer, no nothing is coming in. Because now I've been through it, it's like, okay, been through it once, maybe it's just me, been through it twice. No, it's getting emphasized, it's getting louder, it's getting more pronounced. Nobody's understanding, like, we're going through this again and again and again. So I understand it's because of a prior CP call before 2015, but we're not understanding that I had a thesis paper to get through, okay? There's a lot of things I don't tell people because I try not to invoke it, right? Because you try to stay positive. You don't want to say, like, somebody's relying on somebody else to bring home income and stuff, especially right now. So with everything repeating, on point, on cue, at the same time, okay, and according to the weather. It's obvious. It's obvious. So, which brings like the political agenda, like I'm telling people they have to push it out to the 8th year, because those 2 years, I know how the 2 years will affect the 4 years during Trump's time. It has, if they don't want to correct themselves, then it has to do with the rest of the people that have it to correct themselves. And it kind of sucks because there's 64 million people, quote unquote, and you can't get 64 million people to synchronize to be like pretty white lambs. It's pretty hard to do, especially with Texas the way it is. Texas being the first government to send out their no letter. So no, meaning no, not the other no, like it's the big no letter. So that's felt, because I know that's coming into my mailbox next to South Carolina senator coming into my mailbox, which he's not getting. Like, I don't want it, I don't need it, I'll give you money, but don't send me stuff. And I get more of it, more of it, and more of it. And the same thing with Donald Trump. The administrations are not going to change until everybody fixes themselves. So what they're not understanding is that no matter how correct they are, okay, like Joe Biden, Joe Biden is always super correct. The more correct he gets, the more it'll show he wins the 2020. What we're trying to show Trump is that if he corrects himself a little bit more, the debate won't be so bad in 2020. And he never corrects himself. He gives up. Well, then you don't get the good debate then. Because Joe says the same damn thing all the time when Trump just like gives up so fast within his first presidential term. I don't know why. I don't know why. Supposedly they're friends. I don't know why. Oh my God. I mean, it would just be nice if Trump would just walk away from the podium and says, not being the Republican president. In fact, Hillary can have it while I go golf for 4 years and make a book on that. He could really make a good book on how to golf like Donald Trump. Just not like the bad title that he has right now. Actually, a nice one. So 2016 October hits, and I end up going to the Lewis Black show. I don't want to do that. I actually want to go see a basketball game. What it is that I'm missing out on all my athletic fun time to myself, because I am a baseball girl. I love baseball, but I can't watch baseball because we don't make it into I don't think we make it into the World Series in Mass. So I also can't get tickets to the World Series because that means I have to travel, and that takes time out of my work. So it's basketball, hockey, football games cannot afford. Those are because of the seats that I get. Because I can't see up in the nosebleed sections. Plus, I can't even breathe up that high. So it's basketball time, and yes, I do want to go into bowling league time too. So it's becoming a fight at this point, because now all the CP calls have died down from July with KFC up until October. CP calls are still going on with my husband's work. That's affecting it because I still am hearing the nagging, like repetitive mindset going on. Mind you, I have done so much at this point that I'm working out, I'm doing all sorts of things. So it's not like I'm, sitting on the couch brewing and stewing about it. No, I'm moving forward. I'm, made it through the beach. I'm still working with the kids and stuff. So I'm saying it as if this could happen again. More likely it will, but having to skip those months and then skip the first half until KFC, it'd be nice, because then I don't have to deal with my husband's employer and then the 40 extra women that make phone calls, that don't need to make phone calls, because it shows, because they practice yoga and it shows on their face. Yes, it does, because if you do a certain pose and you've mastered the art of calming thy mind, it shows immensely. It does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, I do practice a lot of yoga meditation, so that's why. And practicing made it perfect to where I can make it like a telephone line instead of having to use this piece of shit. Because I still don't understand how we're capturing it when nobody could capture it in the prairie days. Still the good old Q-tips up the ass technique, huh? Yeah, not in this house. So anyways, moving forward. So yes, there's a lot of life that is under this one legal drama series of 3 years, which is what gets Miscavige. I can't get him to stop laughing. Like, I know. I just know. Like, he's following along because it's the amount of like espresso that I get at this one place, which is hilarious. Because I know he's sitting there doing the other type of meditation, which is like I want the like it's a business tactic. 2019 happens. I go to back into fast food. This is the scary part because I pick up another credit card and then I forget to take off the fee to protection, the protection fee. And this ends up leading into another chicken fast food restaurant. I don't like this part because I feel this is where... Thank you. So let's play a little pyramid. Your second wife's last name is, actually third wife's last name is, okay, related to the senator. I think I go through that.